Welcome to Blended, a podcast by me, Living Whole with Sarah Davis, your board-certified holistic health practitioner and creator. This is where I combine my ideas of essentialism, health and wellness, and creatives into an integrative, insightful whole. My whole life is your whole guide to health. Welcome. So my last podcast was December 4th of 2019, where I was attempting to do Podcastmas. And between our life heading to the Northeast and then COVID hitting and then completing a 2 years master's program in a year and the whirlwind that it's been for me professionally, I'm finding myself reorienting back to living whole. So what the hell has happened in the past year and a half now? Well, I closed my office in 2019 and Kevin and I embarked on what we thought was going to be the next 5 to 10 years of our life outside of Boston, and that was going to be it. But lo and behold, COVID hit, and I ended up taking 3 months off, and you guys have probably seen this on the YouTube channel and kind of our journey since, but I took 3 months off. I went back out to California and took a job as a travel nurse at a hospital that I had worked at prior, and I took this knowing the facility, knowing some of my coworkers. It was a nice, comfortable spot that I had been to many times. It was the same hospital where I completed some crisis contracts and did, the whole 8-week assignment, wham bam, 17 days on call, crazy schedule. But I went back in July with the intent to finish my master's in the year, and I was working on my master's, fulfilling a full-time role as a staff nurse in the cath lab, and that includes on-call, emergency call life, and I was also fulfilling the assistant nurse manager and clinical educator positions as well. So it was kind of a hybrid. It was a lot. And upon completion of my master's, I made the decision to apply to 2 different hospitals, as well as entertain the idea of staying at that hospital in the full-time capacity. We've traveled coast to coast now, and so life has just started to slow down a bit. And we want to stay in a spot for longer periods of time, not the typical 13-week contracts, and we hop around. So I applied to these positions, and I'm not at this point going to disclose exactly where I'm working, but I chose a facility that I had been to prior, and I ended up turning Stanford down and turning the facility that I was working at down. And it's been a whirlwind since the first of the year. Life has almost been like in a limbo, but not really. And so all the while waiting for these positions to iron themselves out and see what was going to be the most beneficial position for us, we also bought an RV and we drove her out from Arkansas to California. And we are now 1 week into where we will be longer term. So life is really good. I'm able to now focus on, the one position versus 3 different positions. And it is centered around my degree, which I'll end up probably starting another postmaster certificate or the PhD program here soon. So lots of really good things. So what's next? What is going to be happening with Living Whole? What is the YouTube channel? What is this podcast? I really enjoy getting on here and podcasting, as weird as that sounds. But it's the connectivity. And I realized that by opening my office and really exploring Living Whole to the extent that I did, I felt branded. And I felt branded and boxed in to the degree where I was trying to create a product in order to live successfully by being a board certified holistic health practitioner and taking my passion, into this taking the side hustle into the full-time position, which I miss nursing. I miss certain aspects of that life. And so now really, I want to move from this branded sales living whole to a connected, open experience. And this is going to include different passion projects. I think that's what living whole has always kind of been about. Yes, nutritional wellness and whole being and all that jazz, but now it's opened up even more. Like, what is our whole life and living whole? And that includes, of course, the 6 dimensions of wellness and things like that, but it also includes the things for me that not just keep me busy, but allow me to create and thrive and feel fulfilled, past, the professional satisfaction that I get from what I do. And so this just opens up that opportunity to be able to do more and to do it with the freedom. I'm not just branded to Living Whole and it fits into a logo. And it's also allowed for the collaborative effort between Kevin and I for different things, and really taking Living Whole with Sarah Davis, the YouTube channel, the blog, all these things that Living Whole is, and really allows it to become a more multifaceted representation of our whole life, of everything that we do and we enjoy. And I think that's something interesting and special. Also, with my position, I have a little bit of commute, and I find myself listening to podcasts and missing being able to podcast. And so that's what really stemmed being able to pick this up again and to really recenter around the idea of living whole and using my website as that centralized beacon or a pillar within whatever I'm creating, whatever I'm doing. And so it's a nice way to not only have kind of a portfolio, in some sense, a portfolio of my life and different things that I enjoy, but also to share that. So there's going to be a lot of different things coming out. So branding centered around Living Whole will become a little bit more diverse. You might have varied topics and content and things like that. And I hope you guys stick around and you enjoy it. And I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for being a part of the Living Whole community. I strive to keep my content ad-free. So by simply liking, commenting, or sharing, you guys make a huge impact. And I cannot thank you enough. I can't wait to hear your continued thoughts and conversations in the comments. For more Living Whole content, please check out livingwholesarahdavis.com. And I am on most all of the socials, but I can't wait to hear from you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you.